Wala na, ikaw lang. I-record natin ito, no? So that you don't have to create the project from scratch, no? It's not straightforward, but we can always migrate form by form. Okay? Do you follow? So ang kailangan nating i-migrate is the forms, the main form and the login form initially, and of course the globals file, no? So dito tayo, Windows Form App.NET Framework. Okay? And then we just click next, and then I'll go to the migrations folder. And then I select the folder, and then I'll make a new app, no? So siya na mag-create ng no? He will create the folder itself, no? And let me choose yes, it's the latest, no? .NET Framework 4.8. So halos pareho lang Visual Studio 22 in terms of the .NET Framework, because the latest version in .NET in Visual Studio 2022 is version 5. Okay? So halos pareho lang. So nandito, no? The problem is we have a form 1. Do you get my point? How do we migrate each of the forms? We'll go to our original folder. This is it, right? First, we will get the login form and the main form muna, no? So, no, ito. Okay. This is my old folder. Do you follow? Siya, nakita mo ba? So, ito yung, for every form, there are 3 files, no? CS, Designer CS, and ResX, the resources. No? You just copy this, okay? Copy this and go to your migration folder and then paste it there. You follow? No? And then the login, you also have 3, diba? We will migrate one by one and we paste it there. And then the globals, if you have a globals, there's only one file for globals because it's a static class. Do you follow? No? So nandun na yan sila. And then what we'll do is add them item per item. So dito, we can click add, and instead of that, of the new item, we will add an existing item. Okay? We will first add FRM. Sa .cs ka mag-point, no? You point the .cs file, not the designer or not the, no? You point that to .cs file and click add. Okay? They follow? And now we will delete this, this form 1, because this is not needed. Okay? Okay. And then in program.cs, dito sa program.cs, we will change our to FRM main. Okay? Ano si Bitong, no? FRM main. You know, there's a curly brace because the FRM main has a different namespace. Okay? Tanggalin natin itong names. The call to customers, we'll have to comment them out first, no? Okay, comment them out, the units, no? And then we will add them one by one, okay? I-add natin isa-isa. The globals, don't mind it yet, because now the inventory app namespace, you change this, okay? Okay. There will still be an error because we haven't added the FRM login yet. But before we do that, we open our program.cs, because this is where we change the main form. Do you follow? Kasi kanina naka-form 1 ito, we'll change it to the name of our new main form, which is FRM main. Okay? And then we add an existing item again. We will add the globals. Okay? Do you follow? And then we will add the login form. Add existing item. Login form. It's here.
Hindi ba pwede yung add existing item sa form, sir?
Come again?
Yung manual copy-paste mo, sir, ba, di ba yun pwede existing item din?
What do you mean? Existing item ang pagka-ano ko, pagka-add ko. Add existing item. Isa-isa.
Yes, sir.
Do you follow? Is talagang add existing item yan, isa-isa. Okay? And then we look at the globals. We have to look at that, no? Ang globals, titingnan natin, ano yung mga isa-isa. We have to look at them because the namespace is different. Okay? Baguhin natin yung mga namespace. Like globals here. So baguhin natin yung namespace to the new namespace. Okay? And then meron tayong isang mali. There's one. Okay? Itong load nito. Okay? We'll just have to remove it. By removing it here kasi nag-click because I accidentally clicked the double space rather than mouse. Okay? Let's look at the main. Okay. May error pa tayo dito, no? Let's just compile this. May error siya dito. Now, you just click on that. No? Most probably, ito lang din, no? Okay. May mali siya sa, ano? Namespace. You follow? So, let's try to run this. Hindi niya makita yung ano FRM main. Let's find out why, no? It's here now, no? Okay. Baka wala itong ano, no? Let me just try that one. Let me open an old project. Para makita natin yung main form. Titingnan ko lang yung program.cs, no? FRM, it's like this. Hindi lang talaga niya nakita, no? FRM main. Let's open that again, no? Anyway, meron na akong successful migration in, no? Migrate. Galin muna natin yung tool step 1. Click. It's okay now. It's supposed to be okay now, no? Ano, ang ano pa pala, yeah. Let's run this again. FRM main could not be found. I-remove muna natin, no? Exclude from project, okay? And then let's call this FRM login. Hindi pa rin niya makita, no? Bakit kaya? Let's add it again, no? Hindi niyo makita, no? Yan. You are missing a directive or assembly reference. Let's look at that. Let's just create a new form, no? Form 1, okay? Ngayon yung form 1, let's try to change this to form 1. Ayan, makita niyo yung form 1, no? But it's not able to see form 1. Let's put let me put a button there. Close ko muna, no? Button. Okay. Var FRM. Oh. Ba? Let me look at main form. FRM main. Let me just copy this. No? What I'm trying to do is to find out if we can open. No? Did you add this already? Hindi niya makita ang FRM main. Let's find out why, no? FRM main, no? Let's move this first. Hindi ko maalam is why I'm not able, but I've added this already, right? Okay. Na-add ko na to eh, no? Let's add again, no? Add existing item. So okay naman siya, no? It's supposed to be good. Yeah. Tama ba yung ating ano? Ang namespace pala. Namespace pala ang mali, no? It's no long, it's not be it should not be ano inventory up, but it should be inventory. No? Yan, mali. Okay. So let me just remove this again now. The form 1. We just delete this. The namespace should be inventory because that's the name of our ano. No.
Sir.
Yes.
Question po, sir. I mean, regarding siya sa MySQL po, sir. Hindi, SQL. Pero okay lang po, sir.
Sige daw, sige daw.
Kaysa ano mong good, sir? Kahit sa, I mean, sa experience ko na sa ano, MySQL, sir, kay parang, meron kasing para yung mga statements ang ano, ang SQL. Pagkatapos sa C# hindi ako sure kung ano yung mga statements, sir. Yung parang kung sa Java kasi, sir, kay parang prepared statement, mga statement pati prepared statement. At ano po yan siya sa C#, sir?
Would you like me to show would you like to show me the code? Ano yung code para matingnan ko?
Ay, sige, sir. Paano ko ba?
Ikaw mag-share. Tanda lang ha. Sige daw. Can you show me the ano? While I'm doing something here, no? So namespace lang talaga itong problema nito, no? Inventory kasi yung namespace. Okay? Nag-work na, no? Ng sa akin. So let me show. Sige daw, i-run mo daw.
Hello. Marinig
Yes,
ba ako, sir?
please go ahead.
Yun, sir. I mean, magana man siya. Like, magana siya. Wait. So, ito yung first form ko naman. Ito.
Yeah. 2019 na ito.
2019 po to, sir. Tapos, ayun, gagana. Gagana siya if, tama yung nasa data. Kung nasa database yung if ever mali siya, like, hindi siya magpa-login. Pero ang akin, sir, kayo, hindi ko kasi maintindihan tong mga codes ko, sir.
Kung may SQL kasi, the string that is used is host equals, hindi data source. Sige, palitan mo lang yung data source, gawin mo host equals. Yan, ito yung ano mo, yung data source, yung string mo doon sa ano, yung mycon.
Ito, sir.
Oh.
Ano ba dapat palit ko dito, sir?
MySQL connection string. Iba yung syntax.
Opo, sir. Nakita ko sa Stack Overflow.
Ito talaga yung syntax niya, no? Hindi siya data source. Server equals can you try it? Server equals localhost.
Ito, sir?
Oh, yes. Server equals localhost. And then instead of root, username is UID yata.
UID?
Oh, is root. Magpayag ba siya dyan? O mag-create ka ng bago? And then the database, what is the database? Dapat may database ka.
Parang ano ko na lang siya, specify ko siya sa query ko, sir. Ito yung database ko, sir.
Hindi pa. Kaya pag-connect mo, hindi mo siya mag-requirement siya ng database.
Asan po ba ilagay yung database, sir?
After ng port 3306.
Okay. Tapos, ano ba ilagay? Semicolon, tas
database equals. Test ba ang pangalan?
Opo, sir.
UID ang hindi username.
Ay, imbis na username kay UID dapat.
UID, yes.
Pero
Set the
localhost pa
password
rin.
PWD.
UID
Yes.
plus PWD.
Oh, UID is root ba? I suggest you kasi kung
Ay,
hindi yan
root, sorry.
localhost mag-work ko. Hindi yan
Root
mag-work.
pala. Okay, okay na to, sir.
Sige, try mo daw. Tanggalin mo na lang yung select. Oh, yeah, no ka muna, tingnan natin saan nag-error.
Ay, hindi sa ano. Hindi sa ano ko yan, sir, sa isa sa mga forms ko kay kulang siya ng else statement. Dito siya error.
Tanggalin mo muna yan. I-comment mo muna para hindi siya maka-create ng exe file.
Sige. Looking ko, sir.
Sige, sorry na. Wala na siyang error. Bakit walang form na lumabas? Anong main form?
Ito, sir. Ito yung login ko, sir.
Hindi ko lagi makita.
Ay, ganun ba? Ay, okay. Hindi sure. Wait lang. Wait, try ko share ulit, sir. Ano ba yung share lahat? Ayun. Okay na, sir.
Saan yung login screen? Bakit di lumabas? May error pa tayo. May error pa tayo.
Hindi. Ito, sir.
Okay.
Makita.
Sige, run mo daw.
Na-run na, sir. Makita ba, sir?
Yes, makita ko na.
Oo. Pareho mo, friend.
Okay, where do you show the customers?
Ano kasi, sir, kay ang akin lang although
Nag-work na siya, di ba? Saan yung login mo? Login button? Can we look at the login button? Yung login form. Wag mong i-open i-open mo lang in design view. Yan ba? Tapos i-double click mo yung login button.
Ay, sorry.
Yung login button, yan. Okay? O tama na siya, di ba? Nag-work na siya.
Ay, pero hindi ko kasi maintindihan yung mga syntax dito, sir.
Okay.
Like, itong command type, itong command text, itong
Kasi
execute
ang command type kasi is either store, procedure, or query. Dalawa lang yun siya. Kung store procedure, yung mag-call ka. Tingnan ko nga dito sa akin, ha. Titingnan ko dito sa akin yung aking customers. I-add ko muna ang customers, no? Kasi hindi ko pa nadagdag.
Yes, sir.
Dagdag ko muna kasi nandun yung code ng SQL. Sana yung aking customers, bakit nawala? Yan. So, namespace lang yung error ko kanina, no? When you migrate, you always have to change namespace. Okay. I will add, I'm adding an existing item, the customers. Okay na sa akin. No? I have my customers and then the SQL. Ang login pala. Kasi may SQL, no? So you're using SQL command.
Yes, sir. My SQL command.
Ang values ng SQL command, tingnan ko, one of them is store procedure, no? Kasi kung tingnan mo yung tingnan ano, SQL command types. Diyan mo i-specify kung query ba siya or ano. Query siya or store procedure. Okay. Command. Kung command lang, it's a query. Ano yung command type that text mo? Where did you define that command type that text?
Ay, sir?
Where's that command type? Saan naka-declare yung command type? Yung command type.
Parang dito lang siguro. Dito man siguro siya na declare, sir.
Pwede man yan wala. Naka-default naman yan to command. I-comment out mo muna.
Yan, sir?
Oh. Pati yung command type Q. Ayun, no? Command text, that's a command text, no?
Yes, sir.
cmd.command type is command type dot ano mo god uncomment mo muna yung cmd.command type. Tapos yung command type dot kasi may maglabas yun eh. I-erase mo muna yung command type dot text.
Yes, sir.
Ano, command type lang. Sige, type mo yun. Command type, sige, type mo.
Command type.
Dot. Oh, yan ang choices mo. It's either you are a text. Kung text lang siya, that's query. Select statement. Okay?
Kung
store procedure, you are calling a store procedure. Katulad ng ginawa natin sa ano, dito sa add sa CRUDs, no? Sa CRUDs ng customer. Nandito, no?
Okay. Tapos paano ano ba ibig sabihin nito ng command type, sir?
When you say command text, it's just a query. Query lang siya. It's either select statement. Hindi siya insert or update. Hindi siya store procedure, no? It's not a store procedure. Kasi yun nga ang command type. It's either text or store procedure. Di ba? Let me show you my insert for my customer.
Yes, naman. Stop na ako, sir.
Stop share ka muna. It doesn't matter whether it's a MySQL or SQL Server. Pareho lang yun, no? Okay. So ito yung aking query. Can you see that? No? Pag mag-change yung value, I am going to have I'm going to get the value in the grid. Kasi itong grid ipag-close ko muna yung hindi kasali, no? Para hindi tayo mahirapan. Ito yung grid niyan, di ba? Can you see that? So I'm declaring a string to get the txt customer name. Txt customer name is a column in the grid. Ito yung mga columns, no? So you can get the name because nandito yun sa name. Okay? So ito yung customer name, ito yung name customer, ito yung ID customer, address customer, and this is telephone customer. These are column names which you assign. Kayo mag-assign ito pag mag-add column ka, di ba? I-assign mo ng name dito. Do you follow? Do you follow? And now when you go to ano, I'm getting this, no? And new SQL command add edit, 'di ba? Tingnan mo yung sayo, yung sayo is Ang lahat, gagawin ko muna itong, let me change this to a different, ano, no? Paano mo ginawa? SQL CMD is command, no?
Yes, sir.
Kasi iba yung, dito, magkaiba sila, no? SQL CMD. I'm just trying to convert this into something similar to yours, no? Equal to SQL, no, capital S CMD equals okay, pwede na siguro global set SQL con, pwede na ba? In this work also, no? Did you see my, ano, my screen?
Yes, sir.
Hindi pa siya mag-ano. Kasi iba yung syntax dito ng ano, no? CMD yung sa'yo, di ba?
Yes, sir. Ay, yan yung pag-declare ko ng ano ba to? Itong MySQL command. Ano, CMD yung pag-declare ko, sir.
Kasi dito sa akin, when you have an SQL statement, MS SQL ito, no? You'll say update customer set. Meron akong ano, sorry, meron akong pang-update, no? Meron pala tayong ano. Ay, kasi stored procedure ito, na. Let me change this into some. Gawin nga nating ano, iba ang ano. Your style, no? Gawin ko siyang your style. Context. So gawin natin ito instead of a stored procedure, gawin natin yung style mo where you use select statement, no? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Update customer. Gawin ko na lang ito instead of a stored procedure. Gawin kong text, no? SQL CMD dot command type. Command type the text yung sa'yo, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Type that text. Okay. When you say text, it's not a stored procedure, which means that you are going to supply the SQL statement here. Okay. Do you follow? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
So for example, if the TXT ID customer is null, we are going to do an insert. Instead of calling, no? Kasi may parameters yun. Wala na tayong parameters dito. Yes. Wala na, no? Since I'm not using a store procedure, the main reason why I'm using a store procedure kasi mas simple, walang SQL statement. Okay? I can just say SQL CMD dot command text is equal to insert. Kopyahin ko na lang yung store procedure because it's the same, no? Okay. So, but you know that in the workbench, you can type SQL text, right?
Yes, sir.
So, parang nagta-type lang tayo ng SQL commands dito. Okay? Demo DB ba? Store procedures. Parang nagta-type lang tayo ng SQL commands, no? Okay? So, kopyahin ko lang ito, no? Para mas madali. No? Kasi I don't have to type the codes individually, no? So instead of using store procedure, I am now using command text. Saan ba yan? Plus. Okay. So you understand this SQL statement, right? Ito,
Yes,
wala
sir.
kang problem dito. Tinuro na ito
Yes,
doon
sir.
sa SQL. Okay. Ilalagay na lang natin dito yung ganyan, no? Okay. So the first is, what do we need to have? Ang pinakauna is i-comment out ko na to, no? Kasi hindi na siya, wala na siyang parameters. Okay, why are there no parameters anymore? Because it's no longer a call to a stored procedure. Do you follow? Do you follow? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kasi ang stored procedure may parameters, right?
Yes, sir.
Dahil procedure, because it's a procedure. But an insert will not have a parameter, no? So ang gagawin natin dito is I don't know how to double quote, no? To double quote. The first is txt customer name. Meron na tayo CNAME, okay? Do you follow? So anyway, gagawin na lang natin ganyan, no? I think this will work, no? Or single quotes tayo dito, no? Para yung ano is, we'll use double quotes for the double quotes ba sa SQL? Let me just, because this is SQL statement now. Okay, kasi I'm not sure of the it's in double quotes or single quotes, no? At single anong kanya? Single quotes. Do you follow? So single quotes, double quotes ang gamitin natin dito. Did you get my point? Sana, okay.
Yes, sir.
This double quotes we are using to delimit C# strings. Okay? Kasi itong single quote na ito, okay? Yan, yung single quote na yan, yun yung single quote ng SQL. Right? Comma. And another single quote. Okay, plus. What do we call that, ano? Well, you see address. C address. Okay? Automatic siya magdagdag, no? And then what's the telephone? Telephone is C telephone, okay? So lagyan din natin ng single quote. Sorry, no? Where's the one, the double, and then the single. Okay, so where's the single quote? No? And then there's a comma. Do you follow? There's a comma.
Yes, sir.
There's a comma because there's a comma of SQL, and then there's a single quote again here. What happened to my, no? Okay, and then plus C telephone. Okay, plus. Okay, the final single quote for the telephone. Okay, okay, and then the final close. Do you follow? Bakit siya naglagay ng ano? Naglagay siya ng ano, no, ng spaces, but it's okay, no? Now, if you'd like, we can show the message, no? Message. How do we show the message? So we can get the SQL before it works, no? Okay. How do we show the message here? Do you have it in login? Ito hindi ko na nilagyan ng ano no? I did not have to add. Okay? I did not have to add command type here because the default command type is text. Okay? Balik tayo sa customers.tcs. Gusto ko sana i-show yung command. Sa customers ba tayo? Okay. I'd like to show the command. How do you show? Let me Google it now. Bring in. I forgot the no. Windows Forms. Form application. Is it show dialog or ano? Lang, ano na lang natin i-guess, no? Show dialog. Or show message. Message box. Okay? Message box. Let's have an example, no? Message box that show. Ito, no? Okay. I'm trying to so that we can look at the screen. We'll have it. SQL CMD that command text. Okay. Para makita natin yan. There are many ways to do this, no? So pwede rin actually magpass ka ng parameters. Now, dito, how will we do that, no? Okay. So iba na naman yung ano dito, no? Ang SQL CMD command text is equal to update customer set. What do we have? Name customer, address customer.
Ay, sir, question, sir.
Yes.
Kung kung mag-command text, ang command text sir, magana rin siya sa mga ano sir, sa mga update, insert.
Yes, insert and select. Yes.
Okay.
Magana rin talaga yan, no? Dapat may space, no? Dito na lang natin ilagay yung ano, mas okay pag nandyan. Mali pala, no? This is wrong, no? Mali. Update customer set name equals. What's that? What's our name again? Variable name? A C name. Okay. Okay. Then we have address customer. Ito kulang ito ng semicolon. Ng isang ganyan, no? And then plus here. Okay. And then equals. You know this update, right? Yung update na command na to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Plus address. What's the name again? C address. C address. Buti pa dito natin ilagay yung ano, no? Yung message box. So that we can dito sa baba after nito. So that we can see the difference between the insert and add, no? You follow? C address. Then we'll have this. You follow? Telephone customer is equal to, wala na yung ano, no? I'm sorry, no? Ayan. Plus C telephone ba? I think that's correct, no? Okay. Tama na ba? Meron pang single quote. Okay. Single quote dito. This should have a single quote here. Do you understand the string?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Update customer set plus. Meron pa plus. Where ID customer is equal to. Ngayon, hindi na ito quoted, right? Hindi na siya quoted because this is now an integer. Do you follow? Plus, what's the name of our integer? Naka-text na siya, di ba? Kasi the last time to int 64, no? So we'll just say dg row that cells. Ito na lang. Just copy this, okay? Semicolon. I hope it's gone, okay? Do you follow? Do you get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I-run nga natin ito. Okay? Let's run this. This is customers add edit. Naka-comment pa, no? I have commented this out, no? In main.
Yes, sir. Para ma-call yung mga queries, sir. Execute non-query yung
Non-query, yes. Execute non-query pag even the is still execute non-query no. Execute non-query pag insert, update, store procedure. Di follow, pero pag select hindi mo yun i-fill. You will use data fill
yes, sir.
para yung whatever the output of the select is will be filled into a table. Meron kang data field dyan sa yung select.
Yes, sir. Meron ako data field.
So pag select, data field ang gamitin. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Pag insert, update, delete. Okay? What we are going to use is
Execute non-query, sir.
non-query. Because non-query, ibig sabihin, hindi siya select.
Pero if stored procedure, sir, pagkatapos magpasa ka ng ano.
Okay, so for example, ito, no, i-edit ko X. SQL string back. Ayan ang SQL niya, ano, baliktad pala yung nilagay ko, no. Now let's change this. Let's change the may error, no? May error, but anyway, let me just nag-stop na siya. Baligtad yung aking pagkano. Dito yung SQL command. CMD that. Command. Baligtad. Okay. Okay, baka may error. We'll find that out, no? Kasi kung may error sa ating SQL statement, makikita natin doon. We can see it from the string itself. Command text. Okay. Makikita natin doon sa ano. Okay. Okay, ayan. Update customer set. Name customer equals popcorn auto part. X. Address customer is, yan, ang address customer natin kulang ng, walang address, no? And then, our, there should be no colon here. There should be no parentheses. No? That's why we had an error. No? So, yeah, dapat wala tong parentheses. Do you follow? Okay. Okay. There should be a parenthesis if you're doing an insert. Ito na, no? Update customer set. Name customer equals popcorn auto parts. Telephone is blank. Address is blank because there's no such address. Telephone customer is blank. Where customer ID equals 6. Bakit may error? May error pa rin. Stop that, no? Ano lang, no? SQL CMD. Yeah. Okay. Ayaw niya ng ganito, no? Ayaw niya na you pass the whole string. Okay? Let's try to do the insert first, no? Ayaw niya na you're going to pass the parameters. You're not going to pass the parameters, no? Insert into DBO customer's name. Okay. Tama ba itong ating values? Yes. O, okay siya. Nag-add siya, no? Nag-add siya. Do you follow? Yung ating lang, yung ating, yes, it added. May problema yung ating select, no? Yung ating editing. We'll find out why. No? Baka may mali yung ating statement, no? Update customer set. Name customer equals this. Customer where ID customer equals 7. DBO.customer siguro, no? No? I'm sorry, no? Lagyan siguro ng DBO ito. Because this is a SQL server. Tingnan natin yung ano, yung insert. Yes, most probably it's just the DBO, no? Kasi SQL server, kailangan mo ng, you just really have to put DBO there.
I'm not using the Wi-Fi. I'm using my own.
Okay. May error pa rin, no? Invalid object name, DBO customers. Baka kulang ng S, customers. Kulang ng S, no? Kulang ng S, customers, okay? Okay? Kulang ng, that's why you have to be careful with your, ano, you really have to be careful with your, mas maganda kung naka-stored proc, okay? It's much better if you're using a stored proc because you will not worry about the syntax. You follow? Ayan, do you get my point? Sino ba yun? Matayabas? Wala nang error. Matayabas? Patrick, are you still there? Okay. Matayabas, can you still show me, can you show me your screen?
Yes, sir.
Nakita mo na, did you understand now? Kasi gusto ko, we can still improve this further.
Sige, sir.
Okay? Kasi one other way to do this, because you know, ang haba nito, the main reason why I was using a stored proc is if you will continue using your SQL into a command text like this, okay? What will happen to your code? The code you will have will become very long, di ba? Mahaba ito eh, no?
Yes, sir.
Do you follow some? Unless you're going to store the insert and the update in a stored procedure, the code to do the insert and update will be in MySQL, rather in MySQL or SQL Server, di ba? So it will spare you the code for doing the SQL statements. It's not a very good, for me, it's not a good practice to do this, no? So another way, by the way, to do that is to use parameters. Itong ganito, do you follow? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
So let us change the command text for customers. So ang insert muna, no? I will copy this. Kasi ang haba nung ano eh, no? What's difficult with this insertion? Okay? The semicolons. Ito. Do you follow? Di ba? Did you get my point, Patrick?
Yes, sir.
So, instead of doing that, we'll use parameters na lang, no? Parameters. So, shall say name customer. Okay. Address customer. And then we'll say telephone customer. Okay. Ano no? Let's look at that. Oh, okay, do you follow? Ganun ang pagpass ng parameters. Okay. And then here, instead of doing it this way, what we will do is we'll copy this, no? There, so we'll remove this. We'll use the parameters. name, customer, address, customer, Kaysan, yes. Kamalingan,
Sir,
yes.
saan yung PAA na sir?
Wala pa.
Wala pa ni sir.
Wala pa. Kaya may question si ano si Matayabas
Okay sir.
regarding the
Bago
SQL
naman, sir.
statement. No? Wala pa. Kaya what we're trying to do is we're trying to convert the Visual Studio project from the 2022 version to 2019, which we have done already.
Okay sir. Sir,
Di ba? So,
ang 2019 sir, napagana man ako tong code sir sa 2020.
how did you do that? Did you convert
20.
one by one? You converted form by form or you just recompiled?
Recompile lang ako sir, i-copy lang ako tong code na nasa Diagler.
Di-copy ni mo ang code sa Diagler. Okay, no problem. Which means you really, okay yung code sa Diagler because it's code for 2019. So what we're trying to do here really is to explain the different variations of the command text sa SQL. Do you follow, Malingan?
Yes sir.
Kasi ang question ni Matayabas, hindi daw niya maintindihan paano tumakbo yung command text. Do you follow? So, I'm trying to show him the different version of command text. Different versions, no? The first is when you use a pure string version, no? Where you have to be very careful, no? Kasi if you notice a slight mistake in your SQL statement will cause an error in runtime, not during compile time, okay? Okay, telephone customer ba ang nakalagay dito? Kasi meron tayong ano, ito no, meron na tayong ganito. Do you follow? Okay? Pareho lang naman sila ng ano, ng may iba ng konti, no? Because if you are going to do, bakit wala dito yung ano, yung telephone? Kasi ganito no? Pag walang ID customer, we're going to do an insert. Okay? So these are the ano, and then if there's a customer where ID customer is ID customer, no? Do you follow? Nandiyan pa ba si ano, Matayabas?
Ay, yes sir, nakamit pala ako sir.
Okay? So what we are going to do now is may extra parameter pag may update tayo, di ba? That parameters. May extra ano tayo, no? May extra parameter tayo, no? This. Let me look at the ano na lang, no? Ito, no? Because this is of type int64, okay? ID customer. Okay? Ibig sabihin, C# will inject the ID customer here, no? Ang ID customer natin is ito, meron na pala tayo. You follow? We just copy this. Okay? You get my point now? Okay. So, hindi na natin, I'm not sure if we can do the message box yet, no? But we'll just try, no? So what it does is it spares us the complexity of the building the SQL string with a single quotes. Do you follow? Ayan, no? Sana makita natin yung ano, no? If you can, I hope you can look at the SQL string, no? Ayan. Hindi natin makita yung parameters, okay? Dito. Bakit nagkaganon, no? Incorrect syntax near dress customer. Okay? So, meron tayong mali, no? Dress customer. Okay. May ano, dapat dito merong comma, okay? Do you follow? Okay? Because that's how you do SQL, right? Update. Ganun pa rin, no? You still have to be careful. Okay? So meron na namang iba. Must it clear? Where? Look at the where. Makadikit. Did you find it out? Sino ba yon? Si ano? Nandiyan pa ba si ano? Patayabas? Madali lang naman ito tingnan, okay? Kasi yung ating where, there should be a space here, no? You still have to be very careful, no? So yan ang problema dyan. Okay? So, konting ano lang naman, nothing to panic about, no? Okay. Okay. Matayabas.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now we can remove the message box. Kasi what we are using this message box for is to find out, no? Para makita lang natin kung ano yung SQL string that we are building. Do you follow? Okay? Now, this is still complicated, di ba? Matayabas. Why is this complicated? We're still building the SQL string. And then,
Yes, sir.
magkamali ka ng konting ano, you miss a comma, you miss a space, you will have an error in runtime. Okay? That's because there are two languages, right? There's SQL and there's C#. And they have different syntax. And sometimes you may get to mix each other, no? Kasi dito sa MySQL, if you don't have to show DBO, but in SQL Server, if you don't have this DBO, you will have an error. Do you follow? So instead of doing it like this, no? I can show this, I can use the stored procedure. Okay? Do you follow? Do you follow? Patayabas.
Yes, sir.
Ganito yan. If you're using stored procedure instead of text, okay? Itong customer add edit will be your procedure name. You can do this in MySQL, the same thing. Okay? Ito yung procedure. Have you tried creating a stored procedure? It has the same logic. It has the same logic, no? Instead of putting it in C#, we are putting it in the SQL Server. Look, we still have the same insert. We still have the same update, right? The good thing about the store procedure is we don't have to, okay? We don't have to build the SQL statement there, no? So it spares us the syntax na magkamali, you have a slight mistake, no? Do you follow? A slight mistake in the syntax, no? Okay. Meron ba tayong nilagay dito na ano? Okay. Now we can place it here, no? Yung ano, yung additional parameters. The additional parameter for the ID customer, pwede na natin ililipat dito sa baba, okay? Because our stored procedure regardless whether it's insert or delete. Okay? Will always, tingnan mo, it will always pass 4 parameters. Do you follow? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So pareho lang. By the way, in ano no, in MySQL ang mga parameters walang at ampersand. There are no ampersands. Okay? So mas madali ang buhay. Life is much easier if you use the stored procedures. Okay? You follow?
Yes,
Mali
sir.
na tayo. TXT ID customer. That value. Cannot be cast from a DB null. Okay, because it's a null, no? So, insert ito no? So, what we'll do, we'll insert, dito, we'll transfer this anyway, no? I-transfer natin ito sa dito. Ibalik natin. We put it in its previous position. Kasi null siya doon. Okay? Now, in here, no? Okay? So, ito na. This is it, no? Do you follow? So,
Yes,
gawin
sir.
natin 0 kasi para mag-insert siya. The store procedure will insert properly. SQL CMD add. Okay. Bakit nakaganito? Invalid cast. Nandito na pala, no? Ito. Just remove this. Because it used to be working already. TXT ID customer. Bakit hindi nag-work kanina yan? Just remove this. Okay. You already have it here, no? Above. Maybe there's a slight error. Bakit nagkagano, no? Object cannot be cast from DB null to other types. Convert to int 64. Okay, ito kanina, no? Let's use a variable, no? Int ID cost. Okay. Pwede ba yan? Yes. So we'll just say ID cost convert. May error daw dito, no? Baka hindi na kailangan i-convert, no? You have to convert this. Is there a way to convert directly? Ito string muna natin, no? And then we'll say convert. It's 32. May mali yung ating ano, may kulang. Maka, yeah. Kulang na ganyan. Is that correct? Yes. Wala yung mga errors. May error talaga dito, no? ID cost. May ito na lang, no? Iyan na lang, no? Do you follow? So, nag-work na siya. Konting mali. Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. So it works now, okay? Do you follow? Matayabas,
Yes, sir.
I hope you got the point, no?
Yes, sir. Nakakuha na ako, sir.
Okay. So it makes, we are trying to make a long story short. Actually, pwede ka talaga, you can really do a hard coding of all the SQL command text that you like. No? In fact, many of the programmers do that, but personally, no, I am against that because I don't like to make my code complicated. Diba? Isipin mo, wala yan, no?
Pero, ano, sir, if magpasa ako ng, ng parameter sa ano, sir, no, sa stored procedure, kaya parang lang,
It's the same.
Execute non-query, sir.
Yes, the same way that you inserted. Wag na lang natin itong na-save siya, no? Sorry, no? Save siya. Kasi it's the same way whether it's a stored procedure or text, pareho lang ng pagpass ng parameters. Pareho lang ng pagpass. Ito rin, no? Parameters that add with value. Can you show me your Can you show me your screen again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next time na pakisabi sa iba, mag-meeting na talaga tayo. We're running out of time. So yun yung command type is equal to command type that text. It's ibig sabihin it's not a stored procedure.
So, pwede ko na to siya tanggalin, sir. Pwede ko na to siya tanggalin.
Now, can you change that one? Yung SQL string queue mo, gawin mo nga yung uname equals uname, gawin mong parameter.
Yes, sir.
Equals parameter para mawala yung mga single text. You comment that out first, that whole line. And then copy it to a separate line. Para mas madali. Okay. Select star from test.testable where uname equals sige lang, lagyan mo lang ng @ no?
Yes, sir.
Pagka pwede, kung hindi, you use a different variable name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, before you do a execute non-query, okay, yung CMD dot parameters before the execute non-query, before the execute non-query line.
Execute non-query.
After that, before that line. You say CMD dot parameters dot
Add with value, sir.
Yes. Open. Tapos the parameter,
Ay, mag-double quote pa ako, sir, or hindi na?
hindi na. Oh, yes. Mag-double quote ka dyan. What's the parameter value? Username, comma. Text box
Tapos,
1 dot text.
Text box 1.
Dot text.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Para hindi ka mahirapan dun sa SQL. Kasi magkamali ka ng konti, a slight mistake in the single quote. And then, CMD parameters add with value. Pass.
Para sa password, sir.
Yes. I-google ko muna. No? Baka, kasi yung add kasi sa ano lang sa ano lang yan. Baka hindi mag-work yung tanggalin mo yung no?
Ay, tanggalin ko, sir?
Ay, wag muna. I-test mo muna, no?
Ay, sige. Gumagana siya, sir.
Di ba? Mas okay. Di ba?
Okay.
It's still bit better. It's still better than the usual ano na you have to type the equals and the single quotes. Di ba? Kasi
Yes, sir.
a slight mistake in that part there will cause a runtime error which is not explained very well, no? Mahirap intindihin. Okay?
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay naman to, sir. Siguro makaya ko na ano to siya, sir.
Okay? So these are the different types. It's good that you asked, no? Para I can upload this to our ano, and then the other students will also ano. So tingnan mo, no? Okay rin yung execute non-query, but the da.fill will convert that into ano, in memory. Di ba may da.fill ka dyan? Why do you use da.fill? Because you are using a select statement. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So kung walang ano, if you are using an update or an insert or a delete, you are just going to use an execute non-query. Okay, bakit merong execute non-query? Pwede ba da.fill lang? Okay. SQL adapter. You don't even have to call SQL non-query there. Execute non-query. Can you remove that? Comment that out. Execute non-query.
Ayun.
Yes, because when you say fill, if you fill up na niya yung ano, can you run that again? Okay lang.
Ganap ka, sir.
Okay. You don't need an execute non-query if you use select.
Ay, okay. Okay, sir.
Select lang naman eh. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I will make another video, no? Because I'm still having problems with my report generator. And then you watch that. And then, I'll email everyone to be around next meeting kasi bakit wala sila ngayon? Can you stop the sharing first?
Ay, yes, sir.
Check ko na lang ang attendance, no? Okay. Let me check the attendance na lang, no? Today is February 18. Sige lang, we'll try to hasten things up, no? Mahaba pa naman, we still have a month long, di ba? March 17 yung last day of classes. We have Amalingan. Amalingan, are you sure you're okay now? Francisco.
Sir, okay lang, sir.
Dailisan. Matayabas. Gabuli and
Yes.
Anong nangyari doon sa iba?
Sir, kani nga video sir mo na ning bag-o karon sir no nga imong i-upload.
Yes, I will upload this. But this is not yet wala pa ito sa PA, no?
Okay,
Because the
sir.
next PA is about printing. Printing of reports.
Okay, sir.
Di follow, di ba last natin is search. The next is printing and then the last is master detail. Okay? No? I'll make another video, no? And then about the printing of reports. I'm sorry we're running out of time, no? Okay. Anyway, you should downgrade, you should be able to downgrade to Visual Studio 2019, okay? Kasi may mas kompleto, no? Mas kompleto yung modules. Okay. So any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes. They listen.
Pwede magpa-check lang, sir.
Okay. Kung sino yung pwede magpa-check na ngayon, okay?
Sige, i-share screen ko lang, sir.
Sige, sino una? They listen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you show me?
Ay, hindi pa siya, sir, yung, tapos, wala, kulang pang, sir,
Sige lang.
kulang ng search. Pati sa items, wala pa.
Sige lang, pareho. Kopyahon lang. You just have to copy it, di ba?
Ano lang, sir, customer pati vendor.
There's a code in ano. Basta dapat sa 2019. Kasi may problema rin yung code sa 2020, 2022.
2019 itong akin, sir.
Okay.
Sir, ganito ang ko, sir, pag-insert.
No problem.
Dito. Okay lang, sir.
So you called an SQL statement, an insert. Did you use
Yes,
a
sir.
store procedure?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay
procedure
lang.
lang.
Mas okay kung store procedure para hindi magulo yung code, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay lang ganito, sir.
Okay lang,
Tapos,
ano?
ganito yung search ko, sir.
Oh yes, good, very good. No, so you can choose a field. Sige daw.
Yes, sir.
Magpili ka daw ka ng field. Can you try that?
Ay, wala pa, sir. Wala ko pa nalagay.
And then can you change the headers na lang ng data grid view, yung CNAME, CAD, no, the field names.
Ay, okay.
Okay? Kasi field names pa rin. Okay?
Sa item, sir, hindi ko pa gets yung
Combo box.
Yung combo box, sir.
You study it, no?
Okay, sir.
I'm very sure that the code there works perfectly for Visual Studio 2019.
Insert pa ba sa items din, sir?
Yes. Sige daw, ang items daw. Can you show me that? Meron na ba? Wala pa?
Wala pang insert, sir. Table.
Dapat yung unit of measure combo box.
Unit measure.
Yes. Combo box yan dapat.
Asa ito, sir?
Oh, do you follow?
Okay, sir.
Kasi meron kang units, di ba?
Yes, sir. Meron din.
Units. So, dapat mag-drop down doon. Because we will use that in the future, no? Pag-create natin ng master detail, we will have a combo box for items also.
Ay, combo box itong unit, sir. May combo box.
Hindi, doon sa items.
Ay, items lang.
No, units of measure is piece, kilo. Do you follow? Piece, kilo, meter. These are the units of measure that you use to measure your items. Do you follow?
Yes, sir. What, sir?
Uh,
Yun naman, sir. Yun lang.
Nothing else?
Yun lang, sir.
Okay. So, okay na yan, no? Okay na yan. Konti na lang yan.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so anyone else? Bitong? If you have questions, you ask it now. Okay?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Pwede pakita nung sir, yung
Tabule?
orders windows mo, sir.
Orders sa
Yung latest na window po, sir, na Pwede po sir, kinalimtan ako.
Okay, what do you mean, orders table or the actual application?
Katong kuan sir, itong latest na window na gihimo nimo sir, katong pwede mag-order mga items or sa vendors. o
Wala pa na ako
customers.
to na, or wala pa na ako na ano, hindi ko pa rin na-discuss, pero I'll show you that, no? I think nandito, no? I forgot is it demo 3? Baka ito na, no? Meron na ba itong orders? Yes, meron na itong orders, no? The code is in also, no? Is also in, ano? At naka-sharing ba ako? Naka-sharing ba ako?
Wala sir.
Okay. Ito, orders. Is it the one you're looking for?
Yes sir, kana.
Ang code nito nandun sa ano, no? So if you create a new order, you say yes, and then you select the vendor. Okay. The good thing about this, no, is ito, no? Pili ka ng item, you order the quantity. Take note, no? It defaults by dozen. And if you type a unit cost, shall say 10, i-compute niya yung amount. Gabule, did you see that?
Yes sir.
And then, for example, if you are going to change the unit cost, it's changing yung amount, it's changing yung total sa baba. Okay? Parang POS. So, lalabas automatic yung kanyang unit of measure, no? Okay? So, mag-change din yung sa baba. And then, you can even print. May error pa, no? Kasi yung aking demo data set should have an, could not find the store procedure. I still have to have the store procedure installed, no? Sige lang, I'll do that later, no? Just a store procedure for printing. Anyway, I'm going to show the transactions. You're going to have customer orders, right? Kayo ang gagawa, no? So if you are going to open this order, so ito, no? Do you follow? Do you follow? You can also delete this, no? Pag delete mo, take note that the totals will automatically compute also. Do you follow? No?
Kanang listahan sa previous windows sa mga order na.
What do you mean discount?
Ay, kanang listahan sa other windows.
This is the summary. Ito
Yes,
yung
sir.
summary of orders. That's why it's called master detail. Why? Because this is the master record. Do you follow? Gabuli? Si Gabuli ba?
Yes sir, thank you sir.
So, for example, pag open mo ng order, you point to that order, this is the detail. Do you follow? That's why it's called master detail. Because when you create applications, you will always be handling, even in sa mga online applications like Lazada and Shopee, di ba? You have a summary of orders, unreceived orders. Then you will click, they will show you the details of that order. Okay? The source code is already there. No, ang source code nito nandun na sa ano, no? Sa Dagler. Okay? Sean? The source code, no? Please look it up, no? Actually, ito dalawang ano ito eh, no? Dalawang store procedures. Ito talaga may error pa itong ano, no? Kasi yung main form nito is login form pa, no? So hindi siya nag-i-exit. Exit na ba? Exit na, no? Okay. So, let me open the form. Bakit ayaw mag-stop, no? Anyway, let me show you the form na lang, no? For example, the orders form. Ito yung orders form. Sean, do you follow? No?
Sir.
And here's the SQL statement. So select O. It's just an alias, no? O dot order date, name vendor, order remarks, no? I left joined it with vendor so that I will get the vendor name. Do you follow? No? Order by that ID order. So that's what you see there. Naka left join siya. And then the order amount. Okay? If you look at the order details, ito yung single order, no? That single order, no? So this is another grid. This is just another data grid view. There's one data grid view and there's a second data grid view. No? So I populate the vendor combo box because there's a combo box up in the upper part, no? And then the CBX item. So ito yung detail ng SQL, no? Okay. Do you follow? Okay. And there's a computation. And then the master, no? Yung total. Ang total pala iba pa, no? It's a different SQL statement. So this is also a stored procedure, by the way, no? Okay. Also another stored procedure for add orders, no? There's the amount, okay? They follow the total. The total below is just computed using a sum statement. I think this is in the source code, okay? And this is what is displayed in this, okay, in this data grid view. Do you follow? So ito yung ilalagay doon sa data grid view na yan. DGV total. The name of this data grid view is DGV total. Okay? Do you follow? No? Now, how did we compute the amount here? Okay, if you check the columns, no, the amount. Okay, the column type is header text is amount, no. Let me check the this is the detail, no. Item quantity, item cost, D that item amount. Ma-save na siya kaagad, no? In the ano. I'm sorry, no. In the single orders, no. On the editing here. Cell value change. Save master. You save the master record, no? And you also save the detail. Okay. So dito ma-compute, okay? Do you follow? Before saving, I compute the item amount as item quantity times item cost. Okay, and then I save them all, no? Okay, I save them all, no? The item amount, the item cost. Do you follow? To the database, so that when you sum by the item amount, you will also get that total, which you can display in the lower grid here. Okay? Gabule? I'll
Yes, sir.
explain this. I-explain ko ito next meeting, okay? I'll explain this next meeting. As soon as I'm done with the printing, no? We cannot do away with the printing kasi because any application will need printing. Okay? So, how about Bitong? Do you have problems? Bitong and Dailisan?
Oh, wala na sir. Okay na.
Okay? So, I hope you manage this, no? Di naman ito mahirap, no? This is a must for all IT people, no? You must be able to use Visual Studio, familiarize the platform, no? Basic knowledge ito, no? All people in the CS department should know how to use Visual Studio, regardless of their whatever course they're taking. Okay. So, any other questions, no? Remember, I'll upload a video, no, on the on creating of reports to make up for this session. Okay. So you can watch this during your free time. Okay. I hope we're still able to cope, no? Konti lang naman ang the remaining topics left, no? After the reporting, we'll just have master detail forms. Okay. And you can do a lot of things already, no? You can do inventory, you can do a simple accounting, no? Ordering, okay. Okay. So, can we close this now, everyone? No? I'm still going to work on the printing. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.